What time is it now?
So shall we take a break now?
Act 4, Scene 3. All right.
5 minutes?
5 minutes, okay.
Sure.
Okay.
5 minutes. 5 minutes is good. I'll go get some crab salad.
Does Richard have lines we need? Oh, here's Gower.
Yes, he's got Gower's 2 speeches at the end. I propose that we draft them. We forget them. It's up to you. I never understood why Gower was in there.
Who the hell is Gower?
Gower is supposedly the author of this whole thing, telling the tale to us from centuries ago. He has come in as a ghost. If you remember the last time we had Eden Lee in the house and she was ghostly like.
Oh, okay. Gower's a ghost from ancient history.
Yes. And he's telling you this story from way back when.
Not kind of like, I was just thinking chorus, right? Like, why isn't it just chorus?
Yeah, that's why it's so not Shakespearean style. There was only that one scene I thought that was close to being Shakespearean. But this end of it has a kind of a nice quality to it. In Act 5 at the end, Pericles meets Marina, his daughter. And Pericles is supposed to be very ancient and old and bearded and everything. And it's a tearjerker, as Peter had said in the email this afternoon. It's a real tearjerker.
Should we try to bastardize it and make it a comedy?
We will, I'm sure.
Or it's inevitable.
That's right.
Okay.
Your background is blurry. Are you in a new location?
No, you lost your contact lenses.
God,
yeah, you're going like this. Where's my contact?
I never wear contact.
It's just a little blur. I thought I'd try it because there's some stuff.
It's nice, isn't it?
That'll do this.
Yeah, I see now that it is it's your background set. That's why I didn't like what I had behind me tonight. It did not have good quality.
I don't mind you guys seeing my stuff. People also blur it so you don't see other stuff, right?
Well, yeah,
I don't care. It's a bunch of junk.
During one of Gower's speeches, I was looking at all the riffraff you had there. I thought I had a bunch of junk.
I sat back in my seat and I looked up at my little thumbnail. I'm like, oh my God, I blended in with all the junk.
Yeah, you disappeared.
Where's his head? It's kind of like, where's Waldo?
Toys.
Patterns and things. Okay, I'll attempt Gower.
Won't attend to that peeping sound.
Yeah, Una. Oh yeah, now that we got 5 minutes.
You gotta change your battery. No.
I don't know which one it is.
So go to every single one. You gotta find out which one it is anyways.
I think there's a place to press it for testing the battery on the thing.
Well, it's a low battery right now, and that's why it's beeping.
You turn it and pull it off, and then pull the battery
You know
out.
a lot of them?
I have 1, 2, 3. 3. Okay,
echolocate. It just beeps.
And then you gotta, yeah.
Echolocate it. It sent out a ping.
I was beginning to make the sound myself.
I have started an alarm by burning my stuff in the pot, and the alarm went off.
I burned my toast one morning and it went off for about 6 beeps after I shook the toast out the door.
And when it beeps, you know it. It beeps.
It's really loud.
Mine in the kitchen is loud, but I don't have it all the way back here in my back apartment. Anybody missing Peter tonight? He and I were in a show called Follies. I was in it in 1975, and he was in it 2005, maybe. And we both have been madly in love with. Sounds like it stopped, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it. Well, it's a nest, and I don't see anything that will like open it.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know.
You
Call
put
him
your
up
hand
first.
over the whole thing.
Just
your hand over.
unscrew it.
You put your hand over the whole thing, like cup it like a basketball, palming a basketball, and just turn it in its place. You just turn it
To the left.
on the wall.
To
Yeah,
the
it'll
left.
be
Clockwise.
counterclockwise.
Right is tight and left is loose.
And then
But okay, I'll
it'll
try
be
that. I don't know. It has a green light, so that means the battery must be good. So I don't know.
If you don't change the battery, it just gets more and more and more frequent. I know
I'm not
that.
going to be able to sleep tonight if she doesn't get that done. Or
How
she's
about when the
very
toilet
good
doesn't
where
work?
she does.
That's another one.
Yeah, that's inconsequential. It's just
Just has to take the battery out. You just gotta take out the battery.
the base is screwed on the wall.
That's right. And
the
then
You just put your hand over the whole top of it and you turn it counterclockwise and the whole thing comes out except the base. It pops out. Then you turn it over and there's like a 9-volt battery and you just go pop that weasel out of there.
Do a YouTube on it.
yeah, go to their house. Keith.
Oh my God, yeah, that's like desperate.
You might have to do that.
It's like, and this
That'd be a
YouTube
good one.
video is how to
Yeah.
change a 9-volt battery.
Okay, I took out both of them.
Yay!
Turn them over, right?
Wait,
You gotta take out the battery now. You gotta remove the battery.
She didn't get
Una.
the one that's beeping.
Oh, she left it up there.
No, there's
Where
a
is
third
the
one.
other one?
She got the 2 good ones, not the one that's still on the wall.
Now go put it in the
Oh,
backyard or
ladder
something.
next.
Put it in the closet. Shut the door.
Well, yeah, put pillows on it.
Yeah, put pillows over it and shut the door.
And a blanket.
No, it's still on the wall. She said she had 3.
2 out of
She
3.
got 2.
Well, I don't know where the other one is.
We're doomed.
I only see 2. Ah, sorry.
Did you take the battery out of them? Bless you.
Anybody want to start again?
I'm gonna see if I can take these guys out.
Put it in a box and shut the lids.
The dog
Throw them in the toilet now.
Put them in the garbage can.
Sorry.
Drown them in the bathtub.
Overboard, straight, from coast to coast, they are toast.
Actors to your places. Actors to your places.
All right. I hope it's worked. I mean, I took out the batteries.
That
So
should
we'll
do
see.
it.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll
we go.
tell you if it doesn't work.
Scene 3.
Yes.
Tosses. A room in Cleon's house. Enter Cleon and Dionysa.
Why are you foolish? Can it be undone?
Oh, Dionysa, such a piece of slaughter! The sun and moon never looked upon.
I think you'll turn a child again.
Were I chief lord of all this spacious world, I'd give it to undo the deed. O lady, much less in blood than virtue, yet a princess to equal any single crown of the earth, the justice of compare. O villain Leonine, whom thou hast poisoned too, if thou hast drunk to him, it had been a kindness, becoming well thy fact. What canst thou say when noble Pericles shall demand his child?
That she is dead. Nurses are not the fates to foster it, nor even to preserve. She died at night. I'll say so. Who can cross it? Unless you play that pious innocent, and for an honest attribute, cry out, she died by foul play.
Oh, go to. Well, of all the faults beneath the heavens, the gods do like this worst.
Be one of those that think the petty wrens of Tyre will fly hence, and open this to Pericles. I do shame to think of what a noble strain you are, and of how coward a spirit.
To such proceeding, whoever but his approbation added, though not his prime consent, he did not flow from honorable sources.
Be it so then, yet none does know but you how she came dead, nor none can know. Leonine being gone, she did disdain my child, and stood between her and her fortunes. None would look at her, but cast their gazes on Marina's face, while ours was blurted at, and held a malkin not worth the time of day. It pierced me thorough, and though you call my course unnatural, you not your child well loving, yet I find it greets me as an enterprise of kindness performed to our sole daughter.
Heavens forgive it.
And as for Pericles, what should he say? We wept after her hearse, and yet we mourn. Her monument, it's almost finished. Her epitaphs in glittering golden characters express a general praise to her, and care in us, at whose expense 'tis done.
Thou art like the harpy, which to betray dost with thine angel's face seize with thine eagle's talons.
You are like that one that superstitiously doth swear to the gods that winter kills the flies, but yet I know you'll do as I advise.
Scene 4. Enter Gower before the monument of Marina at Costas.
Thus time we waste, and longest leagues make short. Sail seas in cockles, we have and wish but fort, making to take your imagination from bourne to bourne, region to region. By you being pardoned, we commit no crime to use our one language in each of several clime. Where our scenes seem to live, I do beseech you to learn of me, who stand in the gaps to teach you the stages of our story. And so we go to the various stages of the story down to the end, where it says, advanced in time to greet and high estate, well sailing ships and bounteous winds have brought this king to Tarsus. Think his pilot thought, so with his steerage shall your thoughts grow on, to fetch his daughter home, who first is gone, like motes and shadows, see them more move a while. Your ears unto your eyes I'll reconcile. And
Enter
then
Pericles at one door with all its train, Cleon and Dionysa at the other. Cleon shows Pericles the tomb, whereat Pericles makes lamentation, puts on sackcloth, and in a mighty passion departs. Then exit Cleon and Dionysa.
And so, to read the inscription on Marina's monument.
No, it's See how belief may suffer by foul show.
I know I'm skipping all that.
Oh,
I'm shortening this whole thing.
yeah,
Thus,
it's going to be missing in the
and
recording.
who
People are
withered
gonna
in her spring of she was of Tyrus, the king's daughter, on whom foul death hath made this daughter. And Marina was she called, and at her birth Thetis, being proud, swallowed seen part of the earth. Therefore the earth, fearing to be o'erflowed, hath Thetis birth child on the heavens bestowed. Wherefore she does, and swears she'll never stint make raging battery upon shores of flint, nor visit visor doth become black villainy, so well as soft and tender flattery. Let Pericles believe his daughter's dead, and hear his courses to be ordered by Lady Fortune, while our scene must play his daughter's woe and heavy well a day. In her unholy service, patience then, and think you now in Mitylene.
Scene 5, Mitylene, a street before the brothel. Enter from the brothel 2 gentlemen.
Did you ever see the like?
No, nor shall never do in such a place as this, she being once gone.
But to be divinity preached here. Did you ever dream of such a thing?
No, no. Come, I am for no more bawdy houses. Shall go hear the Vestals sing?
I'll go anything now that is virtuous, but I am out of the toad of tutting forever.
I think it's road of rutting, not toad.
I just see that. Road of rutting, yes, but I
Nice
like
catch. Nice catch.
It was good.
Toad of rutting does have a certain ring to it. Scene 6, the same, a room in the brothel. Enter Pandar, bored and bold.
Well, rather than twice the worth of her, she never come here.
Fie upon her. She is able to freeze the god Priapus and undo a whole generation. We must either get her ravished or be rid of her, when she should do for clients her fitment and do me the kindness of our profession. She has me, her quirks, her reasons, her master reasons, her prayers, her knees, that she would make a Puritan of the devil if he should cheapen a kiss of her.
Faith, I must ravish her, or she'll disfurnish us of all our cavaliers and make all our swearers priests.
Now, the pox upon her green sickness for me.
Faith, there's no way to be rid on't but by the way to the pots. Here comes the Lord Lysimachus disguised.
Yes. We should have both Lord and Lown if she peevish baggage would but give way to customers.
Oh no! How a dozen of virginity!
Who's that speaking?
That was me.
Lysimachus should be, maybe. He's the grand hero at the end.
You want me to do that one?
Why not? You want to be the grand hero, right?
No, I said Gower.
No, Gower is an old man.
How now, a dozen of virginity?
Now the gods to bless your honor.
I'm glad to see your honor in good health.
You may so. 'Tis the better for you that your resorters stand upon sound legs. How now? Wholesome iniquity have you, that a man may deal with all, and defy the surgeon.
We have here one, sir, if she would, but there never came her like in Mytilene.
If she'll do the deed of darkness, thou wouldst say,
Your honor knows what 'tis to say well enough.
well, call forth, call forth.
Oh, for flesh and blood, sir, white and red, you shall see a rose. And she were a rose indeed, if she had but...
What, prithee?
Well, sir, I can be a modest.
That dignifies the renown of a bard. No less of it gives a good report to the number to be chased.
Here comes that which rose to the stalk, never plucked yet. I can assure you. Is she not a fair creature?
Faith, she would serve after a long voyage at sea. Well, there's for you. Leave us.
I beseech your honor, give me leave, a word, and I will have done presently.
I beseech you. Do.
First, I would have you note, this is an honorable man.
I desire to find him so that I may worthily note him.
Next, he is the governor of this country and a man whom I am bound to.
If he govern the country, you are bound to him indeed. But how honorable he is in that, I know not.
Pray you, without any more virginal fencing with you, use him kindly. He will line your apron with gold.
What he will do graciously, I will thankfully receive.
Have you done?
My lord, she is not paced yet. You must take some pains to work her to your manage. Come, we will leave him honor and her thought. Her together, go thy ways.
Now, pretty one, how long have you been at this trade?
What trade, sir?
Why, I cannot name it, but I shall offend.
I cannot be offended with my trade. Please you to name it.
How long have you been of this profession?
Ever since I can remember.
Did you go to it so young? Were you a gamester at 5 or at 7?
Earlier too, sir, for now I be one.
Why, the house you dwell in proclaims you to be a creature of sale.
Do you know this house to be a place of such resort, and will come into it? I hear say you are of honorable parts, and are the governor of this place.
Why, hath your principal made known unto you who I am?
Who is my principal?
Why, your herb woman, she that sets seeds and roots of shame and iniquity. Oh, you have heard something of my power, and so stand aloof for more serious wooing. But I protest to thee, pretty one, my authority shall not see thee, or else look friendly upon thee. Come, bring me to some private place. Come, come.
If you were born to honor, show it now. If put upon you, makes the judgment good that thought you worthy of it.
How's this? How's this? Some more, be sage.
For me, that am a maid, though most ungentle fortune have placed me in this sty, where since I came, diseases have been so dearer than physic. Oh, that the gods would set me free from this unhallowed place, though they did change me to the meanest bird that dies in the pure air.
I did not think thou couldst have spoken so well. Ne'er dreamed thou couldst. I had brought hither a corrupted mind. Thy speech had altered it. Hold, here's gold for thee. Persevere in that clever way thou goest, and the gods strengthen thee.
The good gods preserve you.
For me, be thou thoughten that I came with no ill intent. For to me the very doors and windows savor vilely. Fare thee well. Thou art a piece of virtue, and I doubt not but thy training hath been noble. Hold, here's more gold for thee. A curse upon him! Die he like a thief that robs thee of thy goodness. If thou dost hear from me, it shall be for thy good.
And beseech your honor, one piece for me.
Avaunt, thou damned doorkeeper! Your house, but for this virgin, doth prop it, would sink and overwhelm you. Away!
Well, how's this? We must take another course with you, if your peevish chastity is not worth a breakfast to the cheapest country under the coke. Shall undo a whole household. Let me be gelded by it like a spaniel. Come your ways.
Whither would you have me?
Well, I must have your maidenhead taken off, or the common hangman will execute it. Come your ways. We'll have no more gentlemen driven away. Come your ways, I say.
How now? What's the matter?
Worse and worse. Oh, mistress, she has here spoken holy words to the Lord Lysimachus.
Oh, abominable!
I know. Well, she makes our profession as if it stunk for the face of the gods.
Mary, hang her up forever.
The nobleman will have dealt with her like a nobleman, and she sent him away as cold as a snowball, saying his prayers also.
Well, take her away. Use her at thy pleasure. Crack the glass of her virginity and make the rest malleable.
And if she were a thornier piece of ground than she is, she'll be plowed.
Hark, you gods!
She conjures away with her, would she had never come within my doors. Mary, hang you! She's born to undo us. Will you not go the way of womankind? Mary, come up, my dish of chastity with rosemary and bays.
Come, mistress, come. Your ways with me.
Whither wilt thou have me?
To take from you the jewel you hold so dear.
Prithee, tell me one thing first.
Come now, your one thing.
Well canst thou wish thou enemy to be?
Why, I could wish him to be my master, or rather my mistress.
Neither of these are so bad as thou art, since they do better thee in their command. Thou holdest a place for which the pain's friend of hell would not in reputation change. Thou art the damned doorkeeper to every hoistrel that comes inquiring for his tip, to the choleric fisting of every rogue. Thy ear is liable, thy food is such as hath been belched on by infected lungs.
What? Would you have me do this? Oh, go to the wars, would you? Where a man may serve 7 years for the loss of a leg, and have not money enough in the end to buy him a wooden one.
Do anything but this thou doest. Empty old receptacles or common shores of filth, serve by indenture or to the common hangman. Any of these ways are yet better than this, for what thou professest, a baboon, could he speak, would own a name too dear. Oh, that the gods would safely deliver me from this place. Here's gold for thee. If that thy master would gain by me, proclaim that I can sing, weave, sew, and dance, with other virtues which I'll keep from boast. And I will undertake all these to teach. I doubt not but this populous city will yield many scholars.
But can you teach all this you speak of?
Prove that I cannot. Take me home again, and I prostitute me to the basest groom that doth frequent your house.
Ah, well, I shall see what I can do for thee. If I can place thee, I will.
But amongst honest women.
Oh, faith, my acquaintance lies little amongst them. But since my master and mistress have bought you, there's no going but their consent. Therefore, I will make them acquainted with your purpose, and I doubt not that I shall find them tractable enough. Come, I'll do for thee what I can. On your ways.
Act 5. Enter Gower.
Gower thus the brothel escapes, and chances into an honest house, our story says. She sings like one immortal, and she dances as goddess-like to her admired lays. Deep clerk she dons, and with her needle composes nature's own shape of bud, bird, branch, or berry, and that even her heart sisters the natural roses. Her inkle silk, twin to the ruby cherry, that pupils lack she none of noble race. Who pour her bounty on her, and her gain she gives the cursed bawd. And here we her place, and to her father turn our thoughts again, where we left him on the sea. In your supposing once more, put your sight of heaven Pericles, and think this his bark, where what he is done in action, more in might shall be discovered. Please you, sit and hark.
Scene 1. On board Pericles' ship off Mitylene. A close pavilion on deck, with a curtain before it, Pericles within it, reclined on a couch, a barge lying beside the Tyrian vessel. Enter 2 sailors, one belonging to the Tyrian vessel, the other to the barge. To them, Helicanus.
Where is the Lord Helicanus? He can resolve you. Oh, here he is. Sir, there's a barge put off from Mytilene, and in it is Lysimachus, the governor, who craves to come aboard. What is your will?
That he have his. Call up some gentlemen.
Oh, gentlemen, my lord calls.
Does your lordship call? Gentlemen, there is some of worth would come aboard. I pray you greet him fairly.
Gentlemen and the 2 sailors descend and go on board the barge. Enter from thence Lysimachus on board with the gentlemen and the 2 sailors.
Sir, this is the man that can, in aught you would, resolve you. Hail, reverend sir! The gods preserve you!
And you, sir, to outlive the age I am, and die as I would do.
You wish me well, bringing on shore, honoring of Neptune's triumphs, seeing this goodly vessel ride before us. I made to it to know of whence you are.
First, what is your place?
I am the governor of this place you lie before.
Sir, our vessel is of Tyre. In it is the king, and a man who is for these 3 months hath not spoken to anyone, nor taken sustenance, but to prorogue his grief.
Upon what ground is his distemperament?
It would be most too tedious to repeat, but the main grief springs from the loss of a beloved daughter and a wife.
May we not see him?
May, but bootless is your sight. He will not speak to any.
Yet let me obtain my wish.
Behold him. This was a goodly person till the disaster that one mortal night drove him to this.
Sir King, all hail. The gods preserve you. Hail, royal sir.
It is in vain. He will not speak to you. Ah, sir, we have a maid in Mitchell-line. I durst wager I would win some words with him.
'Tis well bethought. She questionless with her sweet harmony and other chosen attractions would allure and make a battery through his deafened parts, which now are midway stopped. She is all happy as the fairest of all, and with her fellow maids is now upon the leafy shelter that abuts against the isle's side.
Sir, all's effectless. Yet nothing we'll admit that bears recovery's name. But since your kindness we have stretched thus far, let us beseech you that our gold we may provision here, and wherein we are not destitute for want, but weary of the staleness.
Oh, sir, a courtesy, which if we would deny, the most just gods for every graff would send a caterpillar, and so afflict our province. Yet, once more, let me entreat to know at large the cause of your king's sorrow.
Sir, I will recount it to you, but see, I am prevented.
Oh, here it is, the lady I sent for. Welcome, fair one. 'Tis not a goodly presence.
She's a gallant lady.
She's such a one that, were I well assured, came of a gentle kind and noble stock, I'd wish no better choice, and think me rarely wed. Fair one, all goodness that consists in bounty, except even here, where is a knightly patient, if that thy prosperous and artificial feet can draw him but to answer thee in aught, thy sacred physic shall receive such pay as thy desires can wish.
Sir, I will use my utmost skill in his recovery, provided that none but I and my companion maid be suffered to come near him.
Come, let us leave her, and the gods make her prosperous.
Sing, sing.
Marked he your music?
No, nor look on us.
See, she will speak on him.
Hail, sir, my lord lent ear. I am a maid, my lord that ne'er before invited eyes, but have been gazed on like a comet. She speaks, my lord, that maybe hath endured a grief might equal yours, if both were justly weighed. Though wayward fortune did malign my state. My derivation was from ancestors who stood equivalent with mighty kings. But time hath rooted out my parentage, and to the world and awkward casualties bound me in servitude. I will desist, if there is something glows upon my cheek, and whispers in mine ear, go not till he speak.
My fortunes, parentage, good parentage, to equal mine. Was it not thus? What say you?
I said, my lord, if you did know my parentage, you would not do me violence.
I do think so. Pray you, turn your eyes upon me. You are like something that... What countrywoman? Here of these shores?
No, nor of these shores, yet I am morally brought forth, and I am no other than I appear.
I am great with woe, and shall deliver weeping. My dearest wife was like this maid, and such a one my daughter might have been. My queen's square brows, her stature to an inch, as wand-like straight, as silver-voiced, her eyes as jewel-like, encased as richly. In pace another Juno, who starves the ears she feeds, and makes them hungry the more she gives them speech. Where do you live?
Where I am but a stranger, from the deck you may discern the place.
Where were you bred, and how achieved you these endowments which you make more rich to owe?
If I should tell my history, it would seem like lies, disdained in the reporting.
Prithee, speak. Falseness cannot come from thee, for thou look'st modest as justice, and thou seemest a palace with a crown truth to dwell in. I will believe thee, and make my senses credit thy relation to points that seem impossible, for thou look'st like one I loved indeed. What were thy friends? Didst thou not say when I did push thee back, which was when I perceived thee, that thou camest from good descending?
So indeed I did.
Report thy parentage. I think thou saidst thou hadst been tossed from wrong to injury, and that thou thoughtest thy griefs might equal mine, if both were opened.
Some such thing, I said, and said no more but what my thoughts did warrant me was likely.
Tell thy story. If thine considered prove the 1,000th part of my endurance. Thou art a man, and I have suffered like a girl. Yet thou dost look like patience gazing on kings' graves, and smiling extremity out of act. What were thy friends? How lost thou them? Thy name, most kind virgin, recount, I do beseech thee. Come, sit by me.
My name is Marina.
Oh, I'm mocked, and thou by some incensed god sent hither, to make the world to laugh at me.
Patience, good sir, or here I'll cease.
Nay, I'll be patient. Thou little knowest how thou dost startle me to call thyself Marina.
Thy name was given to me by one that had some power, my father, and a king.
How? A king's daughter, and called Marina.
You said you would believe me, but not to be a troubler of your peace, I will end here.
But are you flesh and blood? Have you a working pulse? And a no fairy? Ocean? Well, speak on. Where were you born? And wherefore called Marina?
Called Marina, for I was born at sea.
At sea? What mother?
My mother was the daughter of a king, who died the minute I was born, as my good nurse Lycordia hath oft delivered weeping.
Oh, stop a little. This is the rarest dream that e'er dull sleep did mock sad fools withal. This cannot be. My daughter's buried. Well, where were you bred? I'll hear you more to the bottom of your story and never interrupt you.
You scorn. Believe me, 'twas best I did give o'er.
I will believe you by the syllable of what you shall deliver. Yet, give me leave, how came you in these parts? Where were you bred?
The king, my father, did in sorrows leave me, till cruel Cleon with his wicked wife did seek to murder me, and having wooed a villain to attempt it, who have drowned to do it, a crew of pirates came and rescued me, brought me to Mitylene. But, good sir, whither will you have me? Why do you weep? It may be you think me an impostor. No, good faith, I am the daughter to King Pericles, if good King Pericles be.
Oh, Helicanus!
Gods on me, my lord.
Thou art a grave and noble counselor, most wise and general. Tell me, if thou canst, what this maid is, or what is like to be that thus hath made me weep.
I know not, but here is the regent, sir, of Mitylene, and speaks nobly of her.
She would never tell of her parentage, being demanded that. She would sit still and weep.
Oh, Helicanus, strike me on it, sir. Give me a gash. Put me to present pain, lest this great sea of joys rushing upon me overbear the shores of my mortality and drown me with their sweetness. Oh, come hither, thou that begettest him that did beget thee. Thou that wast born at sea, buried at Tarsus, and found at sea again. Oh, Helicanus, down on thy knees, thank the holy gods as loud as thunder threatens us. This is Marina. What was thy mother's name? Tell me but that, for truth can never be confirmed enough, though doubts did ever sleep.
First, sir, I pray, what is your title?
I am Pericles of Tyre, but tell me now, my drowned queen's name, as in the rest you said, thou hast been godlike perfect, the heir of kingdoms, and another like to Pericles thy father.
It is no more to be your daughter than to say my mother's name was Thaisa. Thaisa was my mother, who did end the minute I was born.
Ah, blessing on thee. Rise, thou art my child. Give me fresh garments, mine own Helicanus. She's not dead at Tarsus, that she should have been by savage Cleon. She shall tell thee all, when thou shalt kneel and justify in knowledge that she is thy very princess. Who's this?
This, sir, 'tis the governor of Mitylene, who, hearing of your melancholy state, did come to see you.
I embrace you. Give me my robes. Wild in my beholding, heavens bless my girl. But hark, what music? Tell Helicanus, my Marina, tell him, or point by point, for yet he seems to doubt how sure you are my daughter. But what music?
My lord, I hear none.
None. The music of the spheres. List, my Marina.
It is not good to cross him. Give him away.
Rarest sounds. Do you not hear?
My lord, I hear?
Most heavenly music. It nips me unto listening, and thick slumber hangs upon mine eyes.
A pillow for his head. So, leave him all. Well, my companion friends, if this but answer to my just belief, I will remember you.
My temple stands in Ephesus. Haste thee hither, and do upon my altar sacrifice. There when my maiden priests are met together before the people all, reveal how thou and sea didst lose thy wife, to mourn thy crosses with thy daughters call, and give them repetition to the life, or perform my bidding, where thou livest in womb. Do it and happy. By my silver bow, awake and tell thy dream.
Celestial Diane, Goddess Argentine, I will obey thee. Pelicanus,
Sir.
my purpose was for Tarsus, there to strike the inhospitable Cleon, but I am for other service first. Toward Ephesus turn our blown sails. Eftsoons I'll tell thee why. Shall we refresh us, sir, upon your shore, and give you gold for such provision as our intents will need?
Sir, with all my heart, and when you come ashore, I will have another suit.
You shall prevail, were it to woo my daughter, for it seems you have been noble towards her.
Sir, lend me your arm.
Come, my Marina.
Now our sands are almost run. More a little, and then dumb. This my last boon give me, for such kindness must relieve me, that you aptly will suppose what pageantry, what feats, what shows, what minstrelsy, and pretty din, and regent maid in Mytilene, to greet the king. So he thrived, and so he promised he be wived to fair Marina, but in no wise till she had done his sacrifice, and Dian had bade, whereon being bound, the interim pray you all confound. In feathered briefness sails are filled, and wishes fall out where they are willed. And at Phesus the temple see our king and all his company, and that he hath hither come so soon is by your fancies thankful doom.
Scene 3, the temple of Diana at Ephesus. Thaisa standing near the altar as high priestess, a number of virgins on each side, Ceremon and other inhabitants of Ephesus attending. Enter Pericles with his train, Lysimachus, Hyrcanus, Marina, and the lady. Hail, Diane, to perform thy just command. I here confess myself the king of Tyre, who, frighted from my country, did wed at Pentapolis the fair Thaisa. At sea in childbed died she, but brought forth a maid child called Marina, who, O goddess, wears yet thy silver livery. She at Tarsus was nursed with Cleon, who at 14 years he sought to murder. But her better stars brought her to Mytilene, against whose shore, riding her fortunes, brought the maid aboard us, where by her own most clear remembrance she made known herself my daughter.
Voice and favor, your, oh, royal Pericles.
Oh, What means the nun? She dies. Help, gentlemen.
Noble sir, if you have told Diana's true altar true, this is your wife.
Reverend Appearer, no. I threw her overboard with these very arms.
Upon this coast, I warrant you.
'Tis most certain.
Look to the lady. Oh, she's but o'erjoyed. Early in blustering morn, this lady was thrown upon this shore. I opened the coffin, found there rich jewels, recovered her, and placed her here in Diana's temple.
May we see them?
Great sir, they shall be brought you to my house, whither I invite you. Look, Thaisa is recovered.
Oh, let me look. If he be none of mine, my sanctity will to my sense bend no licentious ear, but curb it, spite of seeing. Oh, my lord, are you not Pericles? Like him you spake, like him you are. Did you not name a tempest, a birth, and death?
The voice of dead Thaisa.
Dead Thaisa, am I supposed dead and drowned?
Immortal Diane.
Now I know you are better. When we with tears parted, Pentapolus, the king, my father, gave you such a ring.
This, no more, you God. Your present kindness makes my past miseries sport. You shall do well that on the touching of her lips I may melt and no more be seen. Oh, come, be buried a second time within these arms.
My heart leaps to be gone into my mother's bosom.
Look who kneels here. Flesh of thy flesh, Thaisa, thy burden at the sea, and called Marina, for she was yielded there.
Blessed and mine own.
I, madam, and my queen.
I know you not.
You have heard me say, when I did fly from Tyre, I left behind an ancient substitute. Can you remember what I called the man? I have named him oft.
'Twas Helicanus then.
Still confirmation. Embrace him, dear Thaisa, this is he. Now do I long to hear how you were found, how possibly preserved, and who to thank besides the gods for this great miracle.
Lord Cerimon, my lord, this man, through whom the gods have shown their power, they can from first to last resolve you.
Reverend sir, the gods can have no mortal officer more like a god than you. Will you deliver how this dead queen relives?
I will, my lord. Beseech you, first go with me to my house, where shall be shown you all was found with her, how she came placed here in the temple, no needful thing omitted.
Pure Diane, bless thee for thy vision. I will offer night oblations to thee. Thaisa, this prince, the fair betrothed of your daughter, shall marry her at Pentapolis. And now this ornament makes me look dismal, will I cliptiform, and what this 14 years no razor touched, to grace thy marriage day I'll beautify.
Lord Cerimon hath letters of good credit, sir. My father's dead.
Heavens make a star of him. Yet there my queen will celebrate their nuptials, and ourselves will in that kingdom spend our following days. Our son and daughter shall in Tyre's reign. So, Cerimon, we do our longing stay to hear the rest untold. Sir, leads the way.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will amend. This the puck shall call. And
Do you want me to read the real one? Did you lose the play?
I thought I was reading the real one.
Why don't you read the last speech?
Go for it. I don't care.
How many do you?
I
All
like a little bit of Midsummer Night's Dream.
In
I
Antioch.
was confused.
In Antiochus and his daughter you have heard of monstrous lust, the due and just reward. In Pericles, his queen and daughter seen, although assailed with fortune fierce and keen, virtue preserved from fell destruction's blast, led on by heaven and crowned with joy at last. In Helicanus you may well descry a figure of truth, of faith, of loyalty. In Reverend Ciramon there well appears the worth that learned charity aye wears. Where wicked Cleon and his wife then fame had spread their cursed deed, an honored name of Pericles to rage the city turn, that him and his they in his palace burn. The gods of for murder seemed so content to punish them, although not done, but meant. So, on your patience evermore attending, new joy wait on you. Here our play has ending. They're all punished, but good news for you, the play's over with.
Happy ending.
Thank you.
Oh, look at the batter. The thing is so glowing.
I know.
Oh.
You should seek that one out and pull
Ask
it
your
from
son
the
where he
wall.
put it.
Pull the battery out because
Yeah,
it's
well, he's probably sleeping, so I have to find out tomorrow.
it's basically gonna bug you all night.
Yeah.
So I think they start beeping when the battery gets weak, right? Is that it?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to go like this.
Beep.
Yes.
Hey, you know, I have nocturnal birds roosting outside my window.
They sound like that.
No, they sound like they sound like that. 2 o'clock in
That
the
sounds
morning.
like a cat.
Yeah, there's a ghost story that describes dead babies because the babies and you know, like you throw in the ancient Hawaiians and they deform baby and they throw them in the ocean and just make something up. Just has to
What?
be dead baby. And if you listen, you make up the ghost story. You fake a ghost story. It has to have dead babies. And if you listen into the night, you can hear them. And then the birds, you'll hear the birds. And they're like, oh my God, it's the dead baby ghost.
Okay, that's kind of freaky. All right.
They're just birds. They're protected birds.
Okay. All right. Well,
Jim checked out on that note.
Yeah, he did. I think the next one is Cymbeline. Cymbeline.
Okay.
Okay.
According, if we follow the list, we could do whatever we want.
Okay.
What kind of dog do you have?
They're Fox Terrier, Chihuahua, and Papillon. Come here, Miley. Come here, Miley. I'll show you later.
Happy on.
Oh, it's so cute. You know, I tried to buy a puppy online and I got
Brother and sister.
scammed.
Oh no. This is Miley.
Aw, she's cute.
But their mother had the butterfly ears, so they're and then Milo, come here. Milo. And he won't come, but I'll show you Milo. Here he is. Your brother and sister. So Milo is mine, and then Miley is my son's dog.
Oh,
Put the
I
camera
see.
closer. They're licking themselves.
Here.
Remember Jim said that.
This is Milo.
Oh my! It's Milo. Where's Stitch?
Hi.
Milo.
So cute.
Yeah.
Don't tell me scary stories.
It's not. It's made up. You just make up your own story. It's just they're just
Okay,
birds.
Milo,
That
go sit down.
make, birds that make that sound.
All right.
Well,
But
But now that I know that you're susceptible
Okay.
to scary stories,
No, don't tell me any stories.
No,
No
not right now.
scary stories.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Alright, shaka
Good
shaka.
night. That was
Aloha.
good. It was good.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Good.
tell us. Oh God, there it is. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we could do something else. We could do Tempest, or we could do Winter, whatever, you know. I'll copy this and put it in a text, and you could decide what you want to do.
Timberlane's good.
don't leave it to me.
Winter
Again?
Sail's good.
Okay.
Hope you
Have a
stopped
good night.
recording it. Good night. Have a good